Tears. What could be said about it that hasn't already been said? Well, quite a lot, actually. See, Tears was a labor of love that took quite some time to come to fruition, and the end result was what I consider to be one of the best video projects I have ever done. But I wasn't alone in this endeavor. I had some friends help along the way. In fact, about 70% of the footage was recorded in multiplayer. While Conflicted took a more heavy and emotional approach with AFK and Anna and Yvette's Clouds, Tears took a slower and gentler approach with the Boards of Canada's Olsen, remixed by a user known as WRM. You see, Tears was kind of a spur-of-the-moment project, and it originally just started out as just a simple 6-clip project, and eventually flourished into this. It all started after listening or stumbling upon the WRM remix of the Boards of Canada's Olsen, which is what was used in the video. At some point, I decided, after a few days, I should try and make a music video out of this. I hadn't done anything since Conflicted, and I really wanted to get back into the swing of things. So I loaded up one of the new Lunar Public Railroad world saves in single player and decided to take some shots. And I think that they're some of the best opening shots I've ever done. And that's basically how it all got started. I wanted Tears to, from the very beginning, I wanted Tears to evoke a emotional connection with the user. Basically, I wanted the clips and the music to be in sync in some sort of way. Granted, doing it to a T would have ruined the point, but having some of the clips at least adjust to the tempo, or having specific parts of the song change and having the clips follow them was the main idea. Tears was a project that was on an entirely different level for me. I had never done a project this big, and the biggest thing was the amount of recording I had to do. In total, I had recorded 56 individual clips for this video, and only about 41 of them made the cut. So that's a lot, because Conflicted only took up about, I want to say, close to 30. And even then, there was only about 20 of those that got used. Well, there was only, more like 28 of them got used. Conflicted, I was able to get away with a lot because, as I stated in the video about that one, it was a rush job. It was done within like 2 to 3 days. And I really could have put way more effort into it, done effects, I could have done stuff, and I just didn't do it, and it suffered a lot because of that. With Tears, I wanted to take the time to make it right, and I think it took about a month, if not more, to develop from start to finish, and honestly, I'm really proud of it. So I guess the next part I'm going to do is go through the entire video and do my commentary on that. I love these opening shots. They are and then there's that one graphical flicker, but it never bothered me. And then this is the last of the first 6 shots. And this is as far as it went for a time. And then I started exploring. That's how I was able to get some of these. And this was actually from a joke video, but it fit here way too well when muted. So I kept it. And then along here, these are the A-Line multiplayer session we did for most of the clips. And I had people like J. Ralphan, Rebel Coltrane, I'm at G17 helping with these shots, and J-Class fan doing these. The thing I liked about these shots was they were very unconventional. Like, this is from the cab of a Gevo, or cab of an Ace that's waiting for a stack train to cross over, and there's another player on the other side. And this was right after we had gotten the Wellcar Pack 2, because you can see the hub groups here, which really helped out. And then, yeah, there's a few reskins here and there. I'm sure you saw one in the opening. It was the Conrail Test Gevo. Because the whole point of Tears was, in addition to making an emotional connection, it was about showing the beauty of the sim. Because sure, Run 8's at its heart is about the operations of a railroad in a professional manner, but there's a lot of beauty in this that I don't think people really think about when they're playing it. And so I wanted to bring that forth with this. And then these were from one of the Needles, the Needles Cadiz local world save that Brad created in one of the updates that starts with the ATSF power. And you'll even see a little thing from Andre Buchala here in the back of the train, which I snuck in for fun because I felt it looked good enough for this. And here comes my favorite part. I myself get emotional watching these parts, the trailing shots of each yard, because I wanted each one to symbolize basically what people in the community have gone through as each route has been released, and just the memories that they've had since the early days of version 1 to now. And yeah, those are my 3 favorite shots ever. And this was from the Alien session. I had to cut this clip slightly short because there were 5 baggage cars and it just didn't feel right for the video, so I cut it at 2. And this next one you saw a cut clip for a little earlier with the power, but the power had tags over it, so I scrapped it. So I just used this one. This was Rebel's Seaboard Train. And then another one of my trains that I overused, which was RJAY from Pan Am, because I love the little Rotterdam line from Selkirk. It's one of my favorite parts. And one of the only shots of the Mohawk sub in the entire video. And this was on Tehachapi Thunder, I believe. Yeah, with the stack trains. And then this was EDRJ. And there's an alternative clip of this that you saw earlier, which I used in one of the Yard Limits intros. And then I had RVuvu on the Palmdale line, which you don't see a lot. The Auto Train, because we don't have a Dash 8 for version 2. I think this was on Cajon near Vertimont, but I can't remember. It was one of the very last shots. This was when I was on the home stretch with the last couple clips, and I did them in single player. And then we, of course, have the Sunset Limited right here. And I kind of thought this clip was a little too long, but it was actually kind of fitting that it was this long, because it allowed me to get into the trailing clip easier, which was this one with the aces. And that's Taft. And then the next shot coming up, the CSX one, is another one of my personal favorites. I loved this one with where it was in the music. And that's the last one. That's basically all of Tears. So thanks for watching the making of it, and I'll see you later.